Hey everyone, so it's been a while. I have so much more that I've done, including I learned one more thing in Blender, and given the fact that I will have to cut this up in multiple parts, let's jump right in and I'm gonna do a quick recap. It's not gonna be that much of a recap, but if you remember, we had the fact that you can pick up the dandelion and you can both click it and do that. Right. Let me show you the new stuff. I think you've kind of seen a bit already. So I'm not great with materials, so forgive me for this looking a bit dodgy for now. Um, Let me show you something. The debugger has 633 things to say. That's how much experimental stuff we're going through. Yeah, so let me just check here. I deleted the input maps I was going to do. I'm working on more stuff now. Like I said, this is a bit of a... These are the two errors I got, and the rest are just warnings of maybe you should do this a different way, or maybe you should do that a different way, or whatever. So for now, I'm going to have these, and I think it's because I clicked X and I didn't click the other button, but whatever. Anyways, let's just add the inputs. Maybe now it will, let me just delete this. Okay, so one more thing, I'm gonna remove one debug print I wrote in the interaction controller. I'm working on changing a little bit how the base add-on that I've added works. The reason is because we're starting to get some complexity, and again I'm starting to face many things that I really hate Godot for how it works, things that just should make sense but don't. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now let me show you the preview and then I'll explain it. So you go ahead and pick up a dandelion and then you use it, and as you can see, instead of nothing, you have this now, which matches with what the console wants you to do, but it interacts with any collision. So I guess this is the kind of way that you could test how the collision worked. If anyone is curious, I know the people watching this have not played my Roblox game, but if anyone is curious, the way that this worked in Roblox is that I locked the position at exactly the same Y position. So this preview would only appear on the Y, on that specific Y plane, and that's why if you were up on that mountain area and you held up a seed, you couldn't see the preview because the other two areas were at exactly the same Y position. But this one is just a ray cast from the mouse and whatever. So now we're gonna click, and you're gonna see that right now there's growth stages. I just set it to automatic growing now because I don't have a watering can. And as you can see, the model is changing. And once it reaches 10, it's going to be the final version. Obviously, this player controller is from the add-on, so my player will be a bit taller than this. I do want more information. I feel like when things are too small, they don't look quite well. But yeah, that's what we're going with right now. And yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that finished that I didn't make a video on. So let's go down how this works. I'm actually thinking of just removing this. I also did a lot of refactoring, and that's why there's more errors or more warnings than before. But that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, So there's no point in all of these warnings, but anyways, where was I? So how did I get this preview to show? So I decided, because I want to make just a one scene for everything, and this is why I'm saying I can't actually do that for Godot as well as I would have wanted to. So this is the scene, and every time I have to make changes, I have to go to Blender and then go back and then put this scene in. Now, the seed is still a packed scene. No, it's not a packed scene. It's a copy of a scene. So it still carries the fact that it's from a scene. And when I try to detach it and just make a normal rigid body and then give that the script for the class and then copy that into the world, it doesn't work. So what I want to do is I want codes to be able to just go into this file and copy the one item they want and then put it into the world. And that works for these because these are just normal mesh instances and they don't even have collision. This one doesn't have collision yet, but it will because it needs to interact with the player interaction controller that is from the add-on. So what happens is the code, once you plant this, now this gets planted from the seed itself because the seed itself here has a planted scene, which is just this. And the planted scene is inside the scene itself. So if we go to the actual scene, you're going to see that there are two things that are invisible. And the problem is that they come, I have to, every time I re-import from Blender, I have to go here and change these if I make changes to them. Right, so setting these up will be a bit more complex than it was on Roblox, but whatever, at least we're not loading the entire thing every single time we want to do something, so that's fine. So yeah, so that has to remain that way, I guess, whatever. And this one and this one and this one, I changed the naming so that they're very generic, and I'm going to change this name too, but I'm going to keep it like that for now. I still haven't worked on the rest of the function. Yeah, so they're just very generic, and then it just grabs them and then grabs the mature of the same file. And how does it know what species it is? Did I delete that thing in the... Yeah, I didn't yet. So it goes inside, where's the growth manager? Yeah, so I made a dictionary, and the dictionary is just a simple file with a bunch of things written inside. This is also where you can, in other games, put things like texts, like instead of just putting the text inside the object that you're coding, if there's a dialogue, you can put it here, and that will be very useful when I want to make the game available for different languages. I can just get someone to translate their language and then just take that text and put it back exactly as it is. That's going to be very good. I've added more stuff, things that I wanted to do, such as normal death inside your actual plot, which I didn't do. I only did, in Roblox, I only did death inside the natural world because there was a randomness element and there was a maximum number of spawnable items. So anyways, I don't know if you've noticed, but the ones that spawn in the natural world and the ones that spawn inside your plot are identical. So I was kind of copying the same thing. So they were like this, they were identical. And then after they get spawned, they get their attributes. So in the natural world, they just had an attribute called age. And once the age reached the maximum number, they would start to die. And then this one, and then inside the plot, they would have an attribute called growth stages, which for now I've just set to automatic because I don't have a watering can. But I am going to cut this video into 2 parts because of because I don't I don't want to go through the YouTube phone verification or ID verification thing. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.